Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a Test It Tuesday on the new products in CVS. They are from the brand CYO. And I found this at Walgreens, and I know I've heard that they're a brand, I believe, from Europe, but they are new to America. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that went. But they are new to the drugstore, and so I got these products at Walgreens, and I got the foundation, a setting powder, a contour, highlight, and blush palette, and then 5 different eyeshadows and different kinds of the eyeshadows. So if you want to see how these products work, then just keep watching. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to prime half my face with my Smashbox primer, the primerizer, which is what I use daily, and then the other side I'm not going to do anything. I have said it in multiple videos, and I'm just going to reiterate it. I have dry skin, so when we're testing like the foundation and the powders, that's going to say what it would do for my skin, or my skin type, I guess. So we're going to do this side with the primer and this side without. I'm just going to kind of talk about the products as I put them on. So this is the CYO. It says that who is CYO, what is insanely versatile makeup that gives you the freedom to create, why for you to hashtag mixed layer hack. That is all it says. It doesn't say what it's called. I don't know why, but I thought somebody had said create your own. I don't know if that's really what it is, but we're going to go ahead and put this on. This is their long-lasting foundation. It says it's life-proof. That's a pretty big claim. It has 1 fluid ounce. Let's see what the website says about it. So it says that it is a long-lasting, creamy, lightweight foundation that really goes the distance. Smudge and transfer free. Whoa, that's a big claim. This formula will leave skin looking fresh and flawless around the clock without the cakey feeling. It says it's a medium coverage, buildable and comfortable to wear. Virtually everyone can get in on the action with vitamin E known to nourish and moisturize skin while looking and feeling flawless. It says looks last 24 hours, even application with flawless finish and smudge free. So I'm just going to use a sponge because that's what I use every day, so I'm just going to do it on both sides. But I have the shade 101, I think. It is the lightest color. We're just going to put it on this. Woo! And then I'm going to do what I typically do, which is just paint it on and then blend it out. It smells like skincare. Like, it reminds me of moisturizer, the smell. I like full coverage, so since it says it's medium to buildable, I'm going to try to get it to build and be full. And this is just the L'Oreal sponge. Okay, so it looks like they come, I forgot to mention, they come in 15 shades, and this is $6 at Walgreens. I don't know if it's different at different places like some brands are, but at Walgreens this is $6. They have some shades for darker skin. I would say it's probably not the deepest shade you could go for a deep skin. I'm going to try to build this up a little more. I do like the coverage, but I can still kind of see my redness in some spots like here and here. So I'm just going to try to build it up a little bit more. Alright, so I would say definitely medium full coverage. I think you could get it built up to full coverage because my redness is pretty much gone. There's like a little bit here, but that would be mostly because I didn't really put any down here because this is technically my chin, but if I blended it down, it covers. And it covers my cheeks pretty nicely, which is where I have a lot of redness. So one thing about the packaging, it does feel really cheap. It's extremely light. This is plastic. But then again, it's $6, so I wouldn't expect it to be anything really expensive feeling or anything like that. So far so good. I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer off camera, and then I will come back so we can powder. Okay, so now that I did my concealer, I just used the Tarte Shape Tape. I am going to powder under my eyes, and I'm going to actually use their contour, highlight, and blush palette. This is the fair to medium one, and that retails for $5.50. And this is what it actually looks like outside of the box. So it looks like it is, okay, so the highlighter and blush are 18 mil. I would assume that's what the M is. And the powder is 12. Oh, shit. Alright, we're gonna have to use something else. These are creams. I thought they were powders. So we're gonna go in instead with their what's called Fixing Powder All Set, which this retails for $4.50, and this is just in the shade Clear. Alright, so I'm just gonna put it in the lid. It does have a color to it, so I don't know how that's gonna work with fair skin or dark skin if this isn't close to your skin. But I'm just gonna use my brush. It doesn't have like fragrance really. Like, I mean, it kind of does, but it's like really, really faint, and it's not like a bad smell at all. And I'm gonna actually use that to set my whole face. So the holes are pretty small, so it's kind of hard to get a lot out when you want it, but I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing. So now that we are set, I'm gonna go in with the bronzer and contour. So I didn't realize the blush and the highlighter are creams. So it's actually like a legit highlighter, like if you wanted it to be a concealer. And they feel really waxy. Like, oh yeah, there's absolutely no coverage in that. Like, that's not gonna give you anything. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is legit, that's not gonna cover anything. I do not like cream blushes, so I'm just gonna put it on my hand though, and the other side, so that you can see if you wanted to use it. It is blending out really nicely. So I feel like if you wanted to use the blush, it does blend out really nicely for a cream, but I just don't like creams, and I also already powdered, so I'm gonna skip that. I don't blush anyway, so I guess we'll just move on to the bronzer. The bronzer does come with a film over it, but as soon as you remove this, those powders and creams are gonna mix. So it would be nice if there's some kind of like cover on this that you could open and close, but there isn't. So I'm gonna use my Eco Tools brush, which I did a review on these. I will link it up here somewhere. But I love this brush, so I'm gonna use that for the bronzer. Alright, I lied. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. brush instead to contour. I like really have to dig my finger in here to get a color payoff. And it's not coming on my cheeks very well. Like, but that is the tone. So like, I like the undertone of it, but it's not coming off very well. Let me go get a different brush. Alright, so this is the brush I used to use to contour when I actually contoured. This is the Morphe G5. So we're gonna try this brush because it's more packed than, or it's more packed densely than my stippling brush, obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and bronze my face with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I think for this, it's not worth it if you don't like creams. So because I don't like creams, I wouldn't get this. They actually had one that was just a powder and a highlighter, and I think the highlighter, actually I know because I swatched it, the highlighter is a powder. So I would rather get that instead of this. So moving on to the eyes, I got 5 shades. So I got different kinds though. And the matte eyeshadows and the shimmer one were all $3 each. I didn't get their palettes because I didn't really find any of the colors that I liked too much. So instead I decided to get individuals. So I did get the shimmery shade to test out. It's called Resinic. I'm not sure how to say it. But this is the only one that they didn't have a tester for. It was gone, and I wish they did because it doesn't do anything. It's supposed to be a shimmer, and I don't see any shimmer. It just looks like a nice bone shade. So, I mean, I'll still use it for like, you know, all over and my brow bone, but it doesn't really have a shimmer, so I don't know why it says shimmer. And then I got mostly transition shades. So their lightest transition shade I found was Hiatus, whatever. And it is just like a step up from a bone color. And I'll do my swatches on my phone like I did in the previous video. You have the shade Nothing to It, which is a step darker. And then I got Deep Thoughts, which is just the darkest brown of the singles that they had there. So all of the shades, they look like they blended really nicely. Or I mean, they look like they would blend nicely. They went on my arm really nice. So as you'll see, they look like they blend really nicely, and they are pretty soft to the touch. And then as you'll see in that picture, I also got a metallic shadow. So that metallic shadow is called College Crush, which I'm also showing you a picture of how it's pressed, which is really cool. So I got a lot of basic colors just because I really wanted to try the brand before I reached out and got more than just this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a really basic look today with these colors. So first I'm gonna take that Refusnik. I'm probably saying that really wrong, but I'm just gonna use that and put it all over my eye just to make sure that my eye is set and primed. Then I'm gonna go in with Eyeshadows, and I'm just going to put that all in my crease as my beginning transition shade. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with Nothing to It, and I'm going to use the same brush and just go a little lower in the same spot. They do have quite a bit of fallout on here if you push it too hard. So if you just grab it lightly though, it doesn't seem to have too much. So then I'm gonna go in with the shade Deep Thought, which like I said, it's not the darkest, it's actually more orange toned or orange undertoned than the majority of the deep browns that I have. I'm just gonna put it on the outer edge. So then I'm going to go in with that metallic shade, the College Crush, and I'm going to just use all my brushes are dirty, so I'm gonna use this flat shader brush by Body Graphy. One side already has red, but the other side doesn't. So I'm gonna use the other side. And I'm not gonna wet it just to see what it looks like first. That is without doing any Fix Plus, so I feel like it's a nice, like, soft glitter if you don't want to be intense if you use a brush. I'm going to try to use my finger on this eye just to see how much of a difference that makes. Sorry for flipping you off. So that gives you a little bit of a difference. It's a little more brighter, but it's still not like crazy intense. So now I'm gonna get some spray and try that. Alright, so I'm gonna spray it with the Fix Plus and see what that does. Oh yeah. So I feel like before I used Fix Plus, this was just like a nice shimmer. And after I used Fix Plus, now I'm starting to see the metallic in it. So I think these work better wet because then you get the metallic like the name says. But overall, I think these shadows are really good. They blended really nicely. I didn't have any problems with them blending, and I think the colors are really nice together. I don't know if these are the same kind of formula that's in their palettes, but I just didn't see a palette that really called my name, so I didn't grab those. I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara real quick, and then my overall thoughts is this is a really good brand. I like the shadows, I like their blendability, I like the metallic once it's wet. I think this palette, besides the highlighter, is a good palette. Like I said, for myself, I don't like cream blushes, but the blush still did a good job blending out on my hand. Granted, that's not the same as your face, but still. What else? The setting powder seems really nice. It doesn't look like it's grabbing my dry skin, which also then in turn goes with the foundation. It doesn't look like it's grabbing any of my dry skin yet. So I'm going to put in the description box down below how the foundation wore for me throughout the day or at the end of the day, whether it was really bad with my foundation, if it actually lasted. So I will let you know down in the description box how that worked. But that's all I have for this video, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.